I've been in the darkness for 40 days. I've been searching for holy flames, a sign to light up the way. So can you help me out?
Finally, after, I don't know, quite a few months, the trailer is somewhat complete. I won't say complete because there is a couple of things I've got to do, and to be honest, even probably years down the track I'll be still doing something to it. But it is done, and finally I can get to show yous. So I've been meaning to try and show yous for a while. That's why we've been a bit slow on old YouTube. Just the weather up here, like no excuses, but yeah, it's, you know, it is what it is, and I couldn't do much about it and just had to wait for the weather to go. And yeah, finally we're back out on the road and I can give you a rundown. And we are on our first major trip of the year. Anyway, we'll start from the front. So she's not fully unloaded, still got quite a bit on, but I'll give you, you know, a gist anyhow. I'll give you a bit of a rundown on what we've done, and yeah, some of the stuff we've gone and just how it's going to work for me. But the real test is while we're out here now. The best thing about this gear, I think I did say it before, is something happens, anything like that, I don't have to get it from one spot in the country, you know what I mean? It's sold in many different spots. So that's what I really had to think about in this setup because of the spots I'm gonna go, and it is somewhat suited for the job because it's their XO series range, so it's all off-road and made for what I do. So up the front, we got the XO off-road hitch. So it was a toss-up when I was looking at the hitch. It was either going to be, because on my big trailer I run the DA35, and well, that was the only other two options I was going to go. The hitch like this or the DA35, but why I wanted to kind of stick with the bull this time around is I did find myself sometimes swapping from the pin of the DA35 back to the bull. Now it's like I can just keep the bull on it and still have the same advantages for off-road as well. So it's not restricting me or anything like that. So it's a win-win. Moving back, those who noticed my big trailer, I have, and this is what made me kind of lean towards Old Ark, is their off-road jockey wheel. So I put one of these on my big trailer and I was stoked with it. You know, it did what it needed to do. I had a lot more faith in it than some other ones, you know, that are out there. I wanted to still keep the wheel, so that's kind of the why I went this way. I noticed there's an option on these ones that I'm pretty sure you can put a plate, like a foot on there instead of the wheel, but I have seen, you know, footage of them having it down and towing it, you know, instead of putting the putting like how I was talking about, putting a bit of a skid plate underneath the front of the drawbar, and if I need to unhook, I could unhook, drop it on the ground and tow it out. Well, I have seen them do it with this jockey wheel. But no, if worse comes to worse and I needed it, that's an option, but I wouldn't just do it for shits and giggles because I still think that would put a lot of strain on that jockey wheel, and I sure as hell wouldn't have it wound all the way out. It'd be down at its lowest, but that's the option. Moving on, got the toolbox on the front. I won't show you in front of that one yet because I've got to sort some stuff out, but we will come back to that later on. Moving to the side, so up the front, obviously I got a boat trailer, so I can't not have a boat without having some sort of a boat trailer, because that's, you know, the quad does all that. It tows the tinny around and makes it a lot easier than me having to drag it up and down a beach, anything like that. Also quad camps, tinny can come behind me. The boat trailer itself only weighs 38 kilos, so it's not a whole lot extra on board. So for something so light, it can carry a lot of load off my back for me. So up front, so we got the wheels here. They just attach on the back. They're not going anywhere. And when we were building it, I thought there's a lot of wasted space. Don't like that. So look, you can't make do with every bit of space you got. You are limited sometimes, but where I could, I definitely made most of it. So just put these mesh toolboxes on the front, kind of, and they just house the rest of the boat trailer, well, bits and pieces of the boat trailer. Over the back, so we got the jerry can. We did cut the old ones out. We were going to use the other original ones, but they were just weighed way too much for what they did. So Che whipped up these jerry can holders. They are easy and they are light. Something does happen, we put some safety links on there so I can put a strap in there. Just, you know, I'm not relying on the one thing holding it in there. There's two things holding it in there. And then I can put a chain on there if I like as well. So where the boat does house, it does elevate, lift up and drop down. Biggest thing, driving the quad on the back makes it a lot easier to get it on and off. Up top we do have boat skids, so the boat's not directly on top of the steel. I've done that, well, every camper trailer I've had a boat. Not so much the skids, I've only done the skids on this trailer and the trailer prior. The first one was just like a bit of steel pipe with poly pipe around the outside, which worked, but once that poly pipe cracked, obviously you had to, you know, cut it all out and re-weld it to put a new pipe on there. So these skids, they're cheap, they're easy to use. I've just pop riveted them on that main frame, and it saves a lot of weight. What makes it a hell of a lot easier too is the boat winch up front. That just takes a lot of manual labour out. Easy as, I just got the remote control for it, so I will give you a rundown how that works. For those who have seen me big trailer, it is exactly the same thing. Coming around the back, this would be one of my favourite little things. They're common, but the swing out tailgate, the advantages that it gives you to go a swing out tailgate was a no-brainer to go it. So it houses the spare tyre. I put the spare tyre right on the inside, closest to the hinge, because that's a weight that's always going to be there. Like, everything's going to always be there, but when we stop, this comes off. So when the tailgate's open, there's a lot of weight off that right at the edge. So this is closest, so that's why I did that way. Wheel bag, these, I only just got this one. It was Echidna Off-Road. Brilliant little bag, good I think it was 150 bucks or something delivered, but it is a solid bit of kit, I'll give it that. Steel fittings too, I like that. The clips are steel, well, cast or whatever they're called. But yeah, they're not the plastic ones. At the back, the outboard. She's only a little 6 Merc. I had to make it so the outboard could go on the back as well. You know, it's pretty braced. It's not going to come off, touch wood. But the legs braced, and obviously up top, it's all braced as well. And then coming around to the inside, my kitchen. Yes, I know you're going to give me shit. Well, look, I've always had induction. People that have been following me know I've got an induction for quite some time ago. And it's been good here because it's been blowing its ring out, but hasn't been blowing my gas out. No. Anyway, yes, I have an air fryer. Look, it got passed on to me because someone was using it, but they didn't want it anymore. I thought, oh, I'll take it. Actually, I took it when we were building the trailer, so that, oh, it'll make life easy while I'm doing the trailer. Cook up a feed, you know, by the time you finish of an afternoon. But then when I was using it, I'm thinking, hang on, I think I've got to make room for this thing to come on board with me. Look, we'll see how I go. I've had a lot of different things that I thought, brilliant idea, you know, blah, blah, blah. But until you try something for yourself, you'll probably find 60% of them brilliant ideas at the time were just because it looked cool, I guess. I'm not sure, and you thought it was going to be a good idea, but it wasn't. But yeah, it's been good. It really has been good. The kitchen. So this bench, it just folds up and down. I did put chains on it, so that'd help if I needed to adjust the height. If I'm on an angle, I could, but there is something else that I got on board here that helps with that massively, which we'll get to. Now, this is cool. Something so simple that just come from like, oh, we could put this in here and put that in there. Yep, right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put lights on it. And then this stays in there and it hasn't moved. I've only done, you know, how many Ks, but on the blacktop so far, it hasn't come loose. And I do have an idea to stop it from coming loose when I do hit the long dirt roads. But they're a solid light. They're from Vic Off-Road. What are they? Light Fox. I think they're a 2-inch or something. I think they were a 2 or a 3. But it lights up the kitchen, lights up all, you know, out the front here. So, and waterproof. It just it's a matter of undoing them wing nuts and pushing him up, and there he is, ready to go. Unplug him, drop him back down, and you're off again. Just little things like that I kind of really like. And now they're a solid looking light, so far they're going good, these bad boys. Just having ramps makes it so much easier. Before I'd have to like tie them up, and everything you tie up you're a bit concerned about because you know it is tied up, and when you hit them dirt roads anything's possible. So these, they're hinged in there, they stay in there, they lock into place, and well, now I pull up at a camp, open the tailgate, drop these down, take the quads straight out. So easy to go up a track, check it out before I take the whole thing up there or anything like that. That's another thing I really liked we did. And to top it off, it was the old tailgate. We just split down the middle, got folded, and then Bob's your uncle, you know, a couple of hinges later. Yeah, it works good. So in the back here, we've used for this one them they're like your lock and load tie down straps, Auto Fonda or something like that, but I mean, they're just like a knockoff and they work just as good, and they're pretty quick and easy too. Underneath the trailer, a little bit of storage. Biggest thing though is the main drawbar for that boat trailer actually houses underneath, so all this will be taken off, not in this spot though, but coming in the next week or two it'll be all fully set up and everything taken out, and you will get a good idea, get a good feel for it all. This one's just a bit of a rundown to show you, yeah, what I've pretty much done and what I've gone with and how I've done stuff. This side is just pretty much a mirror of the other side. It's exactly same sort of thing. So I've got to thank Che for this next one. You can't have a trailer without a bit of shade, eh? So I got the sand humor. It's a like a wraparound, same thing. But I went this one because of the size. This size, there's bigger ones. I don't need it to be too big. The bigger they are, the bigger the umbrella, you know, when wind picks up and that. So this is just enough for me. It covers my kitchen, comes out, you know, just at the right distance to cover the kitchen. And then not only that, because when I'm in tow, there's something like right now, I'm in tow and I haven't unhooked, because I don't really want to and I don't need to, because I'm only going to be here for a little bit. It manages to miss it. Even when I'm parked straight, I've jackknifed it a bit so I can set up the shower and that. But you know, look at this. Everything clears it, so when I'm in tow, I know that I can pretty much set up everything that I need to, you know, to if I want, oh shit, I might spend a day or two here. So I know everything can work when it's fully hooked up. So yeah, that's just another advantage, and why I didn't want to go the extra large, and this is heaps big enough for me and can be completely open whilst I'm all hooked up. So what I was saying about leveling it out, well, I've got stabilizer legs on there. They're not actually stabilizer legs though, they're jacking legs. So these bad boys here, there's two sizes. I went the larger of the both, the 850 I think they called. So I can actually, I've got these on each corner, so there's 4 of them. I can actually jack this whole trailer off the ground with these legs, because that's what they're made for. They're for jacking. Only in a straight up down line, so they can't be on an angle, so they can be used for stabilizing if I want to have them on an angle, but when I want to jack the whole trailer up, they just got to be straight up and down. Another good thing is they are also made that you can use a rattle gun with them. Yeah, I have had the whole thing jacked up as well. So when I first was doing the trailer, put them on, dropped all the legs, jacked the whole thing up, had the wheels off because I was like checking the wheel bearings. Everything's new, but still I'd rather do things for myself. So I went over all the wheel bearings, and it was just so good having the whole trailer off the ground. You know, on the side of the road, got to change the tyre, jack up one side. You know, you don't have to pull the jack out, don't have to worry about having to dig a hole to get the jack low, or, you know, if the tyre is dead flat. Just little things, you know, yeah. If you've gone through them, you'd understand. And same thing, all arc, the XO series. Now, underneath, I like the suspension. Look, it's leaf, it's common. Another thing, if something does happen, It's going to be a lot easier for me to pick up something like this in whoop whoop than it is, yeah, other things. I've gone the 2-ton kit, all galvanised underneath. For those who haven't seen the build video, everything underneath was cut out and all redone. So we've gone, and with the suspension itself, all the hangers are welded to 50x50 by 5mm angle, and then that's stitched on to the actual chassis itself. So it's pretty solid underneath there. The axle, we've gone a 50mm axle, parallel bearings. I'm only carrying one, size bearing now, so I've got 4 spares of them. Actual hubs themselves, same thing. We've gone with the XO series, so I've gone the 10-inch with electric brakes. So it's a little tank, this thing. I really am impressed with it. Obviously, because I've got a few power-hungry things happening down in this corner, gonna need a decent sized power setup, eh? They're not uncommon, like I said, but I've never run one as a full, power system for a trailer or anything that matter, any portable. So we have gone with the Blue Eddy power pack. So for those who don't know, they are pretty common, like I said, but everything in this is built into it. It's got the inverter, which is a 2400 watt inverter. The battery's built into it, which is 2048 watt hours. A solar regulator built into it, which can handle more than any regulator I've had on anything else. Remember, like I always say too, guys, there's no such thing as an overkill of solar. I swear by that, believe me. What else? So it has USB-C, 2 USB-C A's, and another USB-C, a cigarette plug. So with the cigarette plug, that's what's running them lights at the back that I just showed you, the Fox lights for me cooking. And then we have what they call the Charger 1. So the only downfall with the power packs in the day, and why I haven't run it, is the charging whilst driving. They didn't have and they still don't, but that's what this Charger 1's all about. They didn't have a DC to DC charger built into them, so when you're driving, the max you could get was 100 watts through a cigarette lighter plug, which is not a great deal at all. So yeah, it'd take a long time to charge doing that. There was another way, but then you'd have to go and get a step-up converter. But now they got the Charger 1, and pretty much that thing charges it, I think it's about 560 watts, so it's showing a good amount of charge in it. It's like hooking up a 500 watt solar panel to it, But another advantage, this thing can come out. I can take it somewhere else, do you know what I mean? I go on a big quad trip or something, not that I don't think I'll take this because it is a big unit, but it's there, the option's there. I can put it in another vehicle, I can take it. Yeah, so that's why I went this bad boy for this setup. I think it's going to be a good way to go. Look, we'll find out. See how I go down the track. I don't run a fridge in this setup, but if I did, look, I've still got the cigarette plug there. I can plug it in, use that. But yeah, for what I'm doing, this I think is going to be better suited for this setup, because I don't have any lights hardwired in anywhere. I'm not running any of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I might have the extension leads running here and there, but that's a pretty easy thing to have to do when I pull up at a camp. And it saves me a lot of drilling holes and spots and running wires and that. Not only that, with this, I actually did get an expansion battery, which is pretty much the same amount of power. Again, another 2000 watt hours added onto it. And that houses up here when I'm pulled up for longer periods of time. I'm gonna see how it goes. Look, at the moment, I've just been running the single unit. I have run them both at another spot that I was at, and that's a shitload of power. But the option is there that I do have another battery if I need it. And not only that, I'll show you more and more down the track what else I got it for and what else it can actually run. And I think it's marvelous. I don't think many of us would be expecting what I'll show you what else it can run. But I'm not going to whip all that out now. So yes guys, I am stoked with how it's turned out, and I can't wait to be back out there. Well, I am out there now, but I'm looking forward to this next trip, and I'm really happy just how everything's come together for me. Obviously a shout out to everyone that's helped us out with the build. Definitely a little cuz. Ark, the guys, you know, over there, you know, they helped, supplied me with a lot of stuff. Either way, I was gonna have to get it anyway, but just that, yeah, it went a long way, so thanks guys. And it's, you know, I have run it before, so that's even better for me, so I know what it's like. Shout out to Stanley at Vic Off Road. Look, helped me with the awning and that. Also, shout out to Adam, my mate Adam. He's the one that did the roadworthy for me. So I did go a GVM upgrade. We obviously did cut out all the suspension. We lengthened the drawbar. And the best thing about Adam is, I know when I ring him up, he knows. Do you know what I mean? Or if you don't know, he knows someone that actually knows and not just, oh, I heard this, I heard that. He let me know what I had to do, went and did it, and she passed with flying colours. It definitely takes the guesswork out, knowing that I'm not building something that's like not going to be able to be registered or anything like that. And now she's all done. We're going to get out there. So till then guys, I will most likely see you next week. Yeah, and get ready for where we're going. They say lightning don't strike twice, but I've struck 3 times at the same spot. Then guys, catch us, eh?